Hey, what's up guys, this is Deepan from TechRoot. Today we're going to see installation of pfsense in GCP. On the last video, we just saw how to host a pfsense and we got to the serial console. Today I'm going to help you install the pfsense. So you would see a list of file system, select the BSD, that's most preferred. It shows the error message initially, hit cancel, and it will start the installation. I know it's weird, but it works, and the installation takes a couple of minutes. It goes through installing all the packages required. So installation process is not too long. During the initial config, we would have to configure the interface. That's how we can access that or the web page. Most configurations are easily done over web GUI, so I would recommend configuring the interface first. So the installation is finished and it's asking to reboot. I would go select reboot, make sure select reboot. If you go to the shell, it will go back to the shell prompt. So currently it's rebooting the instance. So once it's rebooted, it will go back to the boot menu. You don't have to go to the boot menu. You can go directly to the initial config. So once you reach the initial config screen, it might be a little bit hard to navigate because there are a lot of messages being displayed. However, you would see the option to configure the interfaces. That's where I would recommend you to keep an eye out. It would stop at a certain point where it would allow you to configure. So now it's asking if it would like VLANs, if you have any VLANs. It's not needed for now. Just it's asking for the WAN interface, and I know what the WAN interface is. It's VTnet 0. So we would be able to see that in the screen, and it would. I know it's really hard to see it at this point because it's messed up. The screen kind of has the messages from the previous, like the boot screen or the loading. But yeah, make sure you select VTnet 0. You would be able to see it because that's the default name. And once you enter that will configure the WAN IP. So currently it's configuring the WAN IP and all the necessary things, the web portal that will be used to access the pfsense. Currently it did get the IP, if you can see, and it's prompting to ask the option if you like to go to the shell or if you like to do anything else from the main menu, and we have officially installed it. So the installation is complete. Now I'm gonna go and access the web portal. So I would require the public IP, so I'm going back to the GCP and I will find out what's the public IP. I'm opening the portal to get to the pfsense. It will show an error message, but that's fine. Let's use the default credentials, admin, and password is pfsense. Well, you would get to this point if you forget something. And this is so annoying, especially when you configure pfsense for the first time. In order to fix this issue, we would have to go back and disable something. We're going to do that. For that, we would need to access the console. Let's go to the shell. And this is what they call a HTTP, a refer playback. So this option, so pfsense basically thinks that someone is trying to spoof the IP and trying to enter the pfsense forcefully or the web GUI, and that's why it's blocking it. So the command to disable the HTTP refer link, I have attached that in the description. So I'm going to disable that and let's see what happens. So I've disabled the HTTP refer check. So currently it's disabled. Now let's go back to the URL and try to access the page. I'm typing in my username and the password. Alright, let's hit sign in. Oh, it works. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them on the comment section. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.